So actually, not to disappoint, but I'm actually not a stand-up comedian. I don't know if you can tell, but I can't stand up. So this guy over here, he was like, "Oh, great! Now the guy's gonna bust out some puppets and try to make us laugh." No. Yeah, I really am disabled. This isn't an act or a costume. And I've been disabled my whole life. I was 10 months old actually when I got sick, and the doctors took samples of my blood and my skin and my bones and my muscles and my hair and I don't even know what else. Finally, they just told my parents that they didn't know what was wrong with me, but that I would be a vegetable my whole life and put me in a home, and I probably wouldn't live to be 12. But they don't know. They're stupid because my birthday was last month and I just turned 13. So I don't believe in doctors. I mean, they think they're smart, but whatever. People are always asking me, what's it like to, be in a wheelchair and be disabled and you get really cool parking spots. You don't have to walk anywhere, and you get to drive your little cart, my little fun little cart. And I'm like, well, I don't know, what's it like to wipe your own butt? Because I really don't know. But I mean, I'm just like everybody else. I really am. I'm just like you and that guy. Well, maybe not that guy in the back, but just like everybody else. But I put on my pants one leg. Well, somebody else puts on my pants for me one leg at a time. But no, I mean, sometimes it's it's a little difficult. The thing I have the hardest time with is I just can't multitask. And maybe that's because I'm a guy, but I can't even walk and chew gum at the same time. One time I was playing around. I was like 10 or 12 or something. I don't know. I was playing with something. I was driving around in the backyard, and next thing I know, I drove my chair in the pool, and I'm sinking. And the funny thing is, funny now. It wasn't funny then, but the funny thing is when I was, before that happened, my mom was always telling me, "You're getting too close to the pool. If you fall in, then if you can't jump in and save you, guys, you're going to electrocute the whole pool and we'll be electrocuted." By the way, that's exactly what my mom sounds like. I do the best impersonation. Just don't tell her. And so anyways, I'm all of a sudden sinking, and my whole life went into slow motion. I look up, my little brother is on the diving board, and he's just staring at me like, and I'm like, "Yeah, Mom," and he's like, and my mom comes running out wearing nothing but her slip, I don't know why, and she's like pulling me by my neck in my chair. I'm buckled in and my chair is pulling me down. I don't know what's worse, drowning or getting strangled by your mom, because she was literally like holding my neck, I'm trying to hold me up, and my chair is like heavy, pulling me down, and I'm getting, choked by her. And I'm like, So finally my dad comes out and gets my seatbelt off and gets me out of my chair, and I look at my mom and I go, "You didn't get electrocuted, did you?" But yeah, actually speaking of, good parking spots, you know that men are like parking spots, right? Yeah, the best ones are handicapped. So actually, I really, really want to stage dive off of this because I've never really been on stage. So if I go really fast, will you catch me? No? All right, fine. I won't do it, not today. So yeah, I've been with Disney for actually almost 14 years now. People are always asking me, what do you do for Disney? What do you do? You get to, do you make the rides? Do you work at Disneyland? I'm like, well, pretty much I just sit on my butt all day. But nobody's figured it out after 14 years, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Once in a while, I'll tell a joke. It's working for me. Anybody ever called 911? Ever called 911? Even if you raise your hand, I couldn't see you because those lights are really bright in my eye. But I had to call 911 one time, and I found out two things that day. One, prayer works and it does get answered, but two, you gotta be careful what you pray for because I looked down and I had a wasp and it called it my pant lady. And I had a wasp in my pants, and so I called 911. And the girl was like, 911, state your emergency, please. And no, that's not my mom, it just sounds very similar. I'm like, yeah, I have a wasp in my pants, and she hung up, of course. So I had to call back, and probably around the third time, I finally was a little bit more explanatory, probably not even a word, but I'm like, yeah, well, I'm in a wheelchair, and I'm by myself, and I have a wasp in my pants, I'm not joking. So they sent out, the 911, whoever those emergency people are, and I go outside, and my day got better, because this gorgeous intern EMT, gorgeous girl comes up, and I'm like, thank you, Jesus, for putting that wasp in my pants. So, be careful what you pray for. Anyways, I recently, not recently, but also when I was in high school, my neighbor accused me of slashing his tires. One thing led to another, and I ended up on people's court. True story, I have the videotape VHS, that's all 1989, it was 1989, that's how long ago it was. Judge Wapner, right? So it was like, and it was the case of the pizza alibi. I don't even know why they called it that. Something about I was babysitting my brother and we got pizza. I don't know. Anyways, my neighbor accused me of slashing his tires. Finally, after him going on and on for a good half an hour, however long the show is, Judge Wapner finally looks at me and goes, "So, did you slash his tires?" And on purpose that day, I looked really more crippled than normal and pathetic. And so he goes, did you do it or not? And I'm like, in my mind, all I could think of is, oh, my mom's gonna kill me. And I go, nope. So just don't ever tell Judge Wapner what really happened, because that would be bad. But anyways, I recently got married, and it was kind of interesting because I was in Vegas, and we were driving through Vegas, and we saw this drive-through chapel. So I'm like, oh, what the heck? So me and my girlfriend drove through, and we go to the window, and I order one wedding, or whatever you call it, for me and my girlfriend, and they asked me if I wanted to supersize it. And knee-jerk reaction, I'm like, well, yeah. I ended up, next thing I know, I'm married to her and her mom. So, yeah, just I haven't told her dad yet, so apparently whatever happens in Vegas doesn't always stay in Vegas. Thank you, that's how I roll.